Hey, Lisa. How have you been? I hope everything is going well for you.
Hi, Caroline. I'm doing all right, thanks.
I have some exciting news to share with you.
What's the big news?
I just wanted you to know that Jack and I are getting married.
What? Are you serious? Wow, you really didn't waste any time.
Yes, Lisa. We are so in love, and I couldn't be happier. I want you to be a part of our special day. I'm sending you the wedding invitation.
Carolina, I can't believe this. How could you do this to me?
What do you mean, Lisa? I thought you'd be happy for me.
Happy for you? Carolina, don't you understand? Jack is my ex-husband. You slept with my husband. We were married, and now you want me to attend your wedding with him?
He's my husband now, actually. Come on, we've been friends since we were 5 years old. We're practically family.
You both lied to my face while you were having an affair behind my back. Is that how you treat your family? I don't want anything to do with you anymore. I don't want to see or hear from you ever again. Don't ever say that we are family.
I know, Lisa, and I never wanted things to turn out this way. It just happened. We fell in love, and I can't control my feelings.
It just happened? You stole my husband, Carolina. You knew how much he meant to me, and you went behind my back.
Are you still angry at me? I thought you would be over him by now. It's really not healthy to keep a grudge. It's not good for your heart.
I am so over Jack. That doesn't mean I forgot what you have done to me.
Oh, come on. I didn't steal Jack. First of all, he's not your property. You and I have known each other forever. We went through so much together. I surely hope that you're coming to our wedding too.
Are you seriously planning on having a wedding? You had an affair with my husband? And you have the audacity to invite me to your wedding? How screwed up are you?
He was the one who decided to leave you and be with me. It was his choice. I want all my friends and family to know that I am happily getting married.
We were married. We were husband and wife. It's wrong to sleep with someone else's husband. You just don't do that.
Okay, you can say whatever you want. I only care that Jack and I love each other and belong together. I don't need anyone judging me whether I'm right or wrong. I made my decision and I am thrilled with it. I already sent you an invitation. You will probably get it by tomorrow.
Oh, how noble of you. You just couldn't help yourself, could you? And now, you want me to attend your wedding with the man who betrayed me? And now, you said you already sent out wedding invitations. We just finalized our divorce 3 days ago.
I know. I heard everything from Jack, so I knew your schedule all along as soon as your divorce was finalized. We confirmed our venue for our wedding in June. I can't wait. I am so excited.
Now I see that you planned all of these things. Is it even legal to get remarried that quickly?
Yes, it wasn't a problem at all. Thanks to you. So I hope you can make it. I mean, you're coming, right?
Are you kidding me? Why should I come to your stupid wedding? You seriously have some issues, Caroline. How could you be with Jack and still pretend like we're BFFs? You know you still haven't apologized to me.
Why should I apologize to you? I told you I've done nothing bad. I and Jack finally found each other. He may have been married, but our love is for real. You should thank me because I am the one who helps him overcome his old marriage. You would always come home late. Did you know that Jack is really lonely? All that time until I came into his life. I hope you understand that he wasn't really in love with you. I'm glad you let him go free. He is in such a better place now.
Stop it. I'm not letting you get into my head like this. You're both screwed up. You know what, I wish that he had done so too. All this time I was blaming myself for our fallout. But I'm for certain it wasn't me. I'm just angry I had to waste a year of my life. Good for you. You two meant for each other.
Yes, we are. I'm sorry, but you are second-handed now. It's not going to be easy for you to find a partner. I mean, you're not that young anymore.
I just can't believe that you can say that. What is your problem?
I'm just telling you the truth. I am number one to Jack now. I've always been honest. How many honest friends do you have?
You keep telling me we're friends. But you've always looked down on me since we were really small. What's up with that? What makes you think you're better than me?
Of course that I'm better than you. What do you want me to list out for you? I have more friends than you. I've had more boyfriends than you. That shows how attractive I am. I live in a bigger house than you. My mom was your mom's boss.
Are you serious about what you just said? You think you're superior because your mom was my mom's supervisor?
Of course, my mother used to treat your mother like my nanny.
I can't believe what I am reading. I am just shocked you thought that way. You need to appreciate the people around you more. Otherwise, the people who you think are your friends will leave you quickly.
Oh my God. You sound just like my mother. Don't worry, I will just make more.
All I am saying is that I am not coming to your wedding. Please don't contact me anymore. Good luck and goodbye.
Jack is Lisa's ex-husband. He sends Lisa a text to inform her that he's getting married.
Lisa, there's something I need to tell you. I'm getting married to Caroline in June.
Oh, I know. Caroline already sent me the invitation. But I won't be attending. I have no interest in celebrating the two of you together.
Look, Lisa, I know I hurt you in the past, and I'm sorry for that. But Caroline didn't steal me from you. Our marriage had its problems.
Save your excuses, Jack. I trusted you, and you betrayed me with her. I don't want to hear about your wedding or your new life together.
That's not all, Lisa. I just found out that I'll be working at the same company as you, and you're going to be my supervisor.
You've got to be kidding me. Fate has a funny way of bringing people together, doesn't it? But don't worry. I won't let our history affect my professionalism.
Please, Lisa, I don't want Caroline to know that you're my supervisor. It'll just make things more complicated for all of us.
Complicated? Oh, I'm sure it will. But you know what's truly complicated, Jack? Navigating the aftermath of your betrayal.
I'm not asking you to forgive me. But can we at least try to keep our personal lives separate from work?
I will do my job professionally, Jack. But I won't pretend that what you did to me doesn't matter. You made your choices, and now you have to deal with the consequences.
I know I can't change the past, Lisa. I just hope that, over time, we can find a way to coexist peacefully at work.
Time will tell. But don't expect any special treatment from me. You're just another employee, and I'll treat you as such.
I understand. I'll do my best to keep things professional as well.
Good. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have work to do. I suggest you focus on preparing for your wedding instead of worrying about our work dynamic.
I'm sorry, Lisa. For everything.
Save your apologies for someone who cares. Goodbye, Jack.
Goodbye, Lisa.
Karen is Caroline's mother. She knew that Caroline and Lisa is close friends. She was quite surprised that Lisa won't come to the wedding party.
Lisa, I heard from Caroline that you won't be coming to her wedding. I'm quite surprised. Is there a reason why?
Karen, it's a difficult situation. I don't think I can attend Caroline's wedding because of some personal reasons.
Personal reasons? But you and Caroline have been such close friends for a long time. I thought you'd be happy to celebrate her special day.
It's not about not being happy for her. There's something that Caroline didn't tell you, and I don't want to cause any tension.
What are you talking about, Lisa? You can tell me anything. We've always been close, and I consider your mom as a friend, not just a staff member. And you two are close friends since you were kids. Even though you grew up and chose different schools and didn't have mutual friends.
Karen, the truth is, Jack, Caroline's fiancé, is my ex-husband.
What? Jack is your ex-husband? I had no idea. When did this happen?
I figured. When you first asked me to attend Caroline's wedding, I knew you didn't know anything. A few years ago, Karen. We had our differences, and it led to a divorce. Caroline stole Jack from me, and she's asking me to come to the wedding. I think I have the right to decline.
I'm so sorry, Lisa. I had no idea you two had such a history. Caroline never mentioned it.
I'm sure she didn't want to make things awkward for you, Karen. But now that you know, you can understand why it's difficult for me to attend their wedding.
You're right. I understand now. I can't believe Caroline didn't tell me about this. I need to talk to her.
Please, Karen, don't let this cause any problems between you and Caroline. I don't want to be the reason for any tension in your family.
Lisa, you're like a daughter to me, and I won't let anything come between us. I need to talk to Caroline and clarify everything before the wedding. Does everyone else know about this? Are we the only ones left in the dark?
Just be careful, Karen. I don't want you to get caught in the middle of all this. Perhaps our friends don't know either. Caroline and I went to different schools. All along we don't have any mutual friends.
I am stunned. This is unbelievable. How could this be? How could she think she could get away with all? I don't know what to say. I can't believe Caroline has betrayed you.
Caroline doesn't think much of it. She definitely doesn't think she betrayed me. She said to me she's done nothing wrong.
She had an affair with your husband, and as a result you had to get a divorce. She still thinks she's done nothing wrong? Did she apologize to you?
No way. You know her. Caroline never apologized to me and my family. Caroline said that ever since you were my mother's supervisor, I have always been inferior to her. She thinks she can do anything.
That's totally unacceptable. I am so sorry for what Caroline has done to you. I'll handle it, Lisa. And I promise I'll talk to Caroline about how she treated you as well. No one should underestimate my best friend's daughter like that.
Thank you, Karen. Your support means a lot to me.
Of course, Lisa. We'll sort this out together. And whatever happens, I want you to know that our family relationship is precious to me, no matter the circumstances.
Thank you, Karen. I truly appreciate your understanding.
Let's clear the air before the wedding. I don't want any unresolved issues between us.
Agreed. I'll leave it in your hands, Karen.
All right. I promise, no matter what, we'll find a way to handle this with grace and respect.
Then, Karen convinced Lisa to come to Caroline's wedding. She decided to clarify everything about Caroline's wedding.
What have you done? I knew you had something planned when you came to my wedding.
Your mom wanted me to come to the wedding. That was quite a show. It was so much more entertaining than I expected.
No way! Mom said she wanted to make a speech, so I made time for her. I never expected her to do that. I can't believe that she has done that to me. I never expected her to tell the whole world that Jack and I had an affair while he was still married to you.
I guess it was your mom's way of surprising you. It's the truth. You need to calm down and pull yourself together.
How do you expect me to stay calm? Now the whole world thinks I'm a cheater and a phony. You destroyed my wedding.
I couldn't predict that either. I bet it was pretty astonishing how your friends literally stood up and walked out on you.
I shouldn't have invited you in the first place. There's no way you should have been there today. What did you tell my mother? You have no right to do that. My friends didn't have to know all those details.
I only did what your mom asked me to do. She asked me to share all the evidence I had of you and Jack seeing each other while we were still married. Meanwhile, you pretended like you've done nothing wrong and everything is justified.
Shut up. I didn't do anything wrong. What's wrong with falling in love? Jack and I are in love. Whatever he had with you was fake. You're just jealous that he chose me over you.
If you think nothing is wrong, then there should be no problem telling the truth. That's what your mother wanted to do. She thought your wedding guests deserved to know the truth.
I don't want to hear another word from you. You are such a bother. You've always been like that. Don't think you outsmarted me. You're no better than me. My mother used to be your mom's boss. That automatically makes you lower than me.
That's enough, Caroline. Don't ever underestimate people around you like that. I don't want to say, but your husband now is working for me in the same company. Should I underestimate you and your husband the way you did?
What are you talking about, Lisa? Jack didn't mention that to me.
I know. He doesn't want to make everything complicated. I mean, I guess I could have predicted it happening. I just didn't think he would be working directly for me.
Lisa, you need to quit your job. I don't want you seeing Jack. You are evil. I need you to get away from Jack.
What? Why do I need to quit my job? I love what I do and I am good at it. If you don't want him working for me, then tell Jack to find another job. You should be telling him to find another job instead of me.
He just got this job and there is no way that he will quit this.
In fact, we actually have a pretty good at work. He's not a bad colleague to work with. The past is the past. I won't forget what happened, but I'm not going to dwell on. Work was work. He and I kept our personal issues away from the office. The problem is you should spend time thinking about what you've done. I have no time to talk to you anymore. Hey Mary. It's been a while, right? Are you there? Hope you still alive, haha. I know you didn't change phones or anything. Come on, just respond already. It's not like I'm contacting you at midnight or something.
Hi, Judy.
Oh, there you are. What took you so long to reply my texts?
I only just finished up with work for the day, so I couldn't look at my phone until now. Yeah, it really has been a long time. We haven't seen each other since we graduated high school.
Yeah, I know. It's been way too long. So you're telling me you're still hard at work? I'm surprised.
I mean, yeah, of course. What's so surprising about that? I've worked really hard to land this job. It's the one I've been aiming for a long time.
I thought you would be the type who would want to end up being a stay-at-home mom or something.
What made you think that?
Well, you got married to the son of CEO, right?
Yeah, his father is the CEO of one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the industry. But it's not like I only married him for his money or something. I'd never do something like that. Wait a minute. Why do you know that? How do you know a lot about my private life?
Oh, you don't know that. With the intelligence network I have at my disposal, it's actually quite simple. To be honest, I was so surprised when hearing that news. For someone like you whose only quality was her book smarts, I couldn't believe you managed to marry into so much money.
Judy, you make it sound like I only married him for his money. Like I said, it's not the truth.
Is that a hint of arrogance I sense? Are you trying to say that you're doing better than I am?
What? Where did you get that idea? I had no intention of doing anything like that.
Yeah, you'd be trying to pull off any kind of bragging. You made me get worried about how I'd respond.
Yeah, whatever. I don't want to explain more.
Anyways, I wanted to ask you about one thing. I hope you could do it for me.
Well, it depends on how is that request.
I wanted to ask you about could you give me that rich husband?
I'm sorry? Are you seriously asking that?
Yes, I think so. I pretty clearly stated it. I want you to give me your rich husband.
You made me speechless. I don't even know how to respond to that.
Why are you acting so weird about? I mean, the son of the president of a company is practically a celebrity. I just feel like his potential is just completely wasted on a plain boring woman like you. That's all. I feel like he'd be better suited to someone whose heart and looks are pretty and glittery. Someone like me totally suits him a lot better than you do.
Sorry, I didn't respond for a second. I needed to restart my brain after seeing the absurdity of what you wrote. Before I can even try to delve into your nonsense, I've got to ask, have you actually met my husband?
Nope.
So you're just asking me to hand him over to you without ever having seen him? Are you crazy?
What's wrong with that? It's fine, isn't it? He's got such a prestigious position that there's enough value in getting him as a husband.
Your thinking is just wrong. What is wrong with you? What do you mean there's enough value? Do you really take marrying someone that lightly? And that's not even going into how wrong it is for you to just openly ask to take someone's husband from them without even having seen them.
What are you going on about? Stop acting like I'm trying to do something unspeakable. All I'm doing is giving you advice. Ask someone who is much prettier than you, you should take my advice. I'm telling you, someone like him is much more well suited to be with someone who matches his level.
What? I don't need your advice. It doesn't make sense at all.
No, I'm just telling you what should be common knowledge. Don't you know anything about what society is really like? I mean, isn't it obvious that a man used to a luxury life would want a wife that matches that luxury style? You can't tell me. You don't understand it. I bet he just got some circumstances surrounding him where he just felt like he needed to settle for marrying someone like you. I know that if I were to appear in front of him, he would fall in love with me in an instant. If you just stay quiet and out of the way, you don't even have to do much to give him up. Just let me do my work and he'll come to me on his own. Then I'll be right by his side as we start to live such a gorgeous life together.
I don't know what to say now. You must be out of your mind. No matter what you say, I am not divorcing my husband. And it's not just because we love each other. Not only are we husband and wife, but we're also business partners. If I were to use your wording, I would say that I am the only one who deserves to be by his side.
Excuse me.
I will not just let you walk all over me with your selfish. You're an adult now. I highly suggest you start acting like it. Don't you start naively talking like you know how the world works.
I don't care if you think I'm naive.
I think you just need to accept that the world doesn't revolve around you.
What's wrong with you? Some plain woman like you acting like she can appreciate the kind of life she has. I hope you know that you're not going to beat me on this. I am going to take your husband from you. I deserve what's the best for me. I will make you pay dearly for denying me. Hey Mary.
Oh, you again?
You're on your honeymoon, right?
I don't see how that's irrelevant. What do you want?
Well, after looking into lots of popular honeymoon spots, I finally caught up to you. I've tracked you down.
Excuse me? You did what?
Aren't you still a little nervous? I know you haven't seen your husband since yesterday.
Why do you ask?
Well, I thought you might be able to guess. He's with me right now. Surprise?
What?
I mean, honestly, your husband was just too easy. I just made a cute little face, and from then on he couldn't keep his eyes off me. And he just came home with me.
I'm sorry.
Well, we've been having quite a bit of fun together. I guess that's just a way of saying I stole your honeymoon from you.
So what are you talking about? Anyway, if you think you're talking about my husband, well, sorry to disappoint you, but he's right here next to me.
Of course you'd say something like that trying to hide how much pain you're feeling. I'm struggling not to laugh at how sad that is going on. Enjoy your little Hawaii trip alone now.
I see you're wrong in more ways than one. We are nowhere near Hawaii.
Sure. Just keep going on with the little steps to try to hide your broken heart. It's not good to bottle up your negative emotions for so long, so you should cut it out soon. It's gonna hurt more later.
I think it'll hurt for you more if you don't start accepting that you really screwed up. Not that I really expect you'll ever believe me.
Excuse me?
Like I already told. There's no way I'd ever divorce my husband and give him to you. And he is saying that he's never once thought about leaving me either.
Oh, really now?
Well, I don't really understand what sort of enjoyment you're getting out of trying to rile me up. But my husband's telling me that he has a visceral hatred for women like you. And there's no way he would even look at you, let alone fall for you.
That's totally hilarious. You really come up with lots of crazy things to say. The man who's been with me the best parts of me would never say something like that about me. Especially not after I just had such a hot night together. And of course he's right next to me right now. So I know you're lying.
Either your information network is way off the mark or you need to get your eyes checked. Are you sure you're not mistaking him for someone else? Well, anyway, my husband and I have things to do together, so...
Yeah, run along now and cry it out already. Go on and enjoy your heartbreaking single trip. Hi there. Mary? How is this going? I've heard some really good news that I just had to ask you about. I heard your husband divorced you.
You seriously haven't given up on this yet? I'd really like to just ignore you and let you live your life in your own little mistaken world. But seriously, what are you trying to do by trying to get me angry so much? What's your goal here?
What? I'm not doing something like that. Don't make it sound like I'm doing something mean. I'm with my fated partner, who's supposed to become my husband. He only married to you by accident. All I did was get him back from you to fix the mistake. And now things can go as they were supposed to from the start.
Every time you text me, I'm astonished at how utterly clueless you are. What are you even talking about? How can someone you've literally never met be your fated partner? There's no reason to believe that could ever happen.
I'm starting to think you're the completely clueless one here. I'm telling you, your ex-husband is here, with me right now. We just filed our marriage registration. How can you continue to be stuck in denial?
I don't know if you can call it denial. I can't tell how imaginary you are. Really, we haven't even gotten divorced.
Well, you are so stupid, Mary. You should change your surname in Stupid now. Mary Stupid. That means he divorced you without you knowing.
What? You don't make no sense at all. Anyway, I don't want to lengthen your stupid story. You must be next to someone now, right?
I've told you a bunch of times already. I'm with your ex-husband. This is the first time I've been with someone I just have such good chemistry with. Tom is so great, man. I'm so in love with him. Getting married to him is the best choice in my life.
Oh, his name is Tom, right?
Yeah, don't tell me that you forget your husband's name. Such a useless wife ever.
Well, I have to tell you something. Sorry to disappoint you, but my husband's name is not Tom.
What? Are you kidding me? You got the same surname as him. Tom Cruise. And you are Mary Cruise. Tell me, how am I wrong for that? Oh, I know you are just making things up. Stop it, Mary. It doesn't work for me.
Okay, I will tell you more clearly. My husband's name is Peter. Peter Cruise. And by the way, we're in Canada right now. Our company is going to open a branch in Ottawa, and so we have moved to Canada for the past 2 years. In fact, we did throw a honeymoon in Hawaii. But due to some businesses, we had to flight back to Canada not long after that. But that trip was 2 months ago. Maybe due to that fact that I have just posted these images on social media recently. You are literally the stupid one.
Really? You must be lying to me?
No, Judy. I'm dead serious right now. There is no point for me in lying.
But who the heck is the guy I got married to?
Well, I can't say. I have never heard the name you mentioned. So why were you so utterly convinced that guy was my husband anyway?
I talked to him in front of that hotel in Hawaii. After he talked to you for a while, it seemed like he was storming off somewhere to do something on his own. So I thought that was my chance to nab him. That's when I seduced him and invited him to my room.
Wait a minute. Could you be talking about that one lanky guy with bleached blonde hair who was wearing some jacket with a super gaudy design?
Yes, that's him. I remember that jacket. I remember thinking you couldn't possibly appreciate something that flashy. So you did know who I was talking about?
I mean, I saw the guy. But I have no idea who is that guy.
What? How could you not know him? How? I don't understand.
Well, I can only guess a little bit.
Just tell me. Who is this?
Maybe he is the guy who flirted me when I was in that hotel. We just had a chat for a short time. Oh, I remembered that we got the surname. What a coincidence!
I still don't understand.
Well, my husband and I were on our way to the airport. So it was when we were checking out of our hotel. The thing is, Peter, my husband, forgot something back in our room, so I waited in the hotel lobby while he went to get it. That's when that guy approached me and started trying to hit me up. But once I told him that I was a married woman on my honeymoon, he started looking annoyed. And when I told him that my husband would be back shortly, he stormed off in a huff, grumbling under his breath. That's all the extent of my knowledge of this guy.
Can't believe it. I got married into a random man.
Well, that certainly sounds like that to me.
What I really did.
But is that really a problem if you adore him as much as you make it sound? Isn't that fine anyway?
No. It's all wrong. I thought I could steal your gold mine from you. I was going to secure myself a life of luxury by taking him for myself. I did everything I could for the past 3 months to get him to love me. And now you're telling me it was just for some worthless guy. How could this happen to me? I don't deserve this. Please, Mary. Can you help me? I don't want to bury me life with this man. I did a very big mistake.
But how? How can I get you out of your problem? You should do it by your own.
Please, Mary. You doing business, so you must know a lot good lawyers. Can you let them get out of this stupid marriage?
Are you for real? You got what you deserved, Judy. No one can help you.
Alice, your food is terrible. Once again, I discarded it in the garbage.
Did you throw it all away? I haven't eaten yet.
If you're so eager to consume it, feel free to retrieve it from the trash and indulge yourself. To a piece of trash like you, it makes no difference whether it's on a plate or in the trash, does it?
What made you discard it without consulting me beforehand? I made the food for myself.
Such rubbish wouldn't even be devoured by a pig. If you want it so badly, go and get it.
You don't have to say it like that.
We're going out to eat. You can stay at home and make yourself more trash if you like.
Hold on! I used up all the ingredients I had to make that.
Yeah? So what?
There's nothing left in the house for me to eat. You threw it all away.
Well, if you don't want to eat from the trash, then you can go out on your own. Or would it be too sad and lonely to go eat out all by yourself? Especially in that stupid wheelchair of yours.
I don't mind going out alone. I just don't like eating out.
I don't care what you like and don't like to do. Why do I have to care about a useless disabled person like you? You don't even go to work or do any chores around the house. You should be grateful that we're paying for your expenses.
You're not really paying for my expenses. I'm paying all the expenses every month. I even told you before I work from home.
You're lying! A disabled person like you has no way of making money. You're useless! Anyways, have fun staying at home all alone with no food.
Well, I guess I'll get some delivery pizza then.
What? Don't go spending our money without our permission. That's my son's blood, sweat, and tears. Only my son, and I get to spend it.
I was going to use my money to pay for it anyways. Don't worry.
By the way, we're going on a trip next week.
Are you? Have fun. Are you going with your husband?
No, it's a family trip. Everybody's going.
Huh?
Well, everyone except for you, of course. Didn't Tony tell you?
No, he didn't say anything about it. What do you mean everyone in the family is going? Who's going?
It'll be me, my husband, and my son. Also, my daughter and her family are coming too. We're going to have fun without you since you'd be such a burden if you came along with us.
That's what I thought. You really hate me.
I didn't say anything like that now, did I? Don't put words into my mouth, young lady. We just don't have the time and energy to look after someone in a wheelchair. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry, but you'll have to stay home.
Fine. I'll stay. But can you please stop saying stuff like I'm useless or I'm a burden to the family? I have feelings too.
It's not like I get to choose to be or not to be in a wheelchair.
So what? You think you're the only person who doesn't have choices. I didn't choose you to be in our family. I don't know why my son chose to be with you. I won't take back what I said. You really are a burden to this family.
You don't have to be so harsh on me. But now I understand. That's how you really feel about me.
I'm not the only one who feels this way about you.
Huh?
Tony regrets marrying you. Nobody wants you here anymore. Why are you still here?
Did Tony really say that about me?
Of course, why wouldn't he? That's why I'm helping him.
Helping him with what?
So that he can divorce you and find someone better. I'm helping him look for a new partner.
A new partner?
I really hope he finds someone soon. You should start packing your stuff to leave. Soon there will be no place for you here anymore.
You've been treating me like a housemaid. No, more like a slave. And yet you were planning to get rid of me all along. I see I'm no longer wanted here. Have fun at your family trip. A few minutes later. I heard you're going on a family trip this weekend. A family trip that everyone in the family is going on except for me.
Who told you that? My mom? I was going to tell you eventually.
Tell me what?
The hotel she reserved for the trip is not wheelchair friendly. So I'm sorry we can't take you with us this time.
You had no intention on bringing me along, did you?
What? No! Don't be silly. Come on, lighten up the bit.
Do you think I'm a burden too? Ever since your mom moved in to live with us, you started coming home late every night. You ignore everything I say about your mom. You've changed.
Do you really think I've changed? Well, a lot has been going on ever since she started living with us. I don't want to come back from work to just get even more tired seeing you and my mom fight.
So you don't care when your mom says horrible things to me?
That's not what I'm saying. I just want you to get along with each other. But your fights have got nothing to do with me. So leave me out of all that.
It has everything to do with you. She's living here with us because she's your mother.
Oh, shut up already. You're so annoying. It just makes it harder for us when you come on our trips because of your wheelchair. That's why my mom told you not to come, so what am I supposed to do?
So you do think I'm a burden?
Well, that's how everyone feels about wheelchairs. That's not something I can change.
Something you can't change. All right. Fine. That's enough. That was a lot of fun. I almost forgot how fun it is to go on trips when we're not held back by useless package like you. I'm so glad we left you at home. I told you that I make money on my own from home, and yet you keep saying that I'm useless? Why are you getting worked up so suddenly? You don't need to make up lies to try and win me over. It won't work. As if you can really make money on your own when you can't even walk using your own legs. It must be so much fun going on a trip while also looking down on me at the same time. Oh yeah! I'm having the time of my life. The trip was just so good without you. Well, good for you. Not that I really care. But good for you. I can't say this enough. The trip was a million times better without you and your stupid wheelchair. By the way, we're on the way back, so start making dinner so we have something to eat right away. I'm not there. Huh? I moved out and I'm not coming back. So I'm not cooking dinner for you. I'm not doing any house chores.
I'm not paying for anything anymore.
What? You left already? You're really not coming back? You could at least have said goodbye first. Who taught you your manners?
Aren't you happy that you'll get back from your family fun trip without having to ever see me again?
You're such a wuss for running away like this. Not that I care. Now Tony can focus on finding his new partner.
I could tell from the day I met you, but you're really a horrible person. Did you know that? I'll get divorced from Tony soon, so you don't have to worry about me getting in the way of finding your new daughter-in-law.
Oh, perfect, thanks. It would be such a pain if we had to get a lawyer involved to get rid of you.
We'll see about that. It's still up to you whether you're going to need a lawyer or not. I'm already getting prepared for it.
What? You're starting to talk nonsense, but I'll let you go. It doesn't really matter anyways. Don't you ever show up in our lives again with your stupid wheelchair.
I don't intend to. Goodbye.
Hey, you! What's all this about?
What are you fussing about?
Where's all the furniture? Where are all the electronics and everything we had in the house? Did you steal them?
What do you mean I stole them? I only took the things that belong to me.
What? Things that belong to you? Nothing in this house belonged to you. How did you move all the stuff out in just 2 days?
Well, I was getting tired of being in this house for a while now. So I was already ready to move out. Did you forget that you made us replace all the furniture and electronics because you thought they were too old and used up?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Especially your couch was so dirty and disgusting. It really needed replacing. But Tony also bought some of the stuff, didn't he? Give him back the things that belonged to him. Are you too stupid to understand that not everything belongs to you?
You're the one who's not understanding this.
What?
Your son didn't buy a thing.
What are you saying?
Tony got fired from his job. Now he's working at a minimum wage. Part-time.
He's working part-time?
He doesn't get paid vacation, nor does he get any of the benefits he had before. He uses up all his money on himself, so he's never bought anything for the house or for both of us to use. So I bought all the stuff that I took. I also paid for all the utilities in the house.
What? Then what has my Robert been doing with his free time?
Beats me. Maybe he was looking for a new partner like you said.
No way! I don't believe you. Give us back what belongs to Tony. I'll sue you. You thief.
Go ahead. I have proof that I bought it all myself. I keep all my receipts.
Do you really?
Yes, I told you I'm prepared. Do you get it now? I can take everything in that house. I bought every single thing with my money.
But Tony has been paying the mortgage for this house. It's not like he really spends it all on himself.
No. I've been paying the mortgage this whole time.
What? So you didn't know?
I never told you because I didn't want you to think less of your son. But I guess he was happy to make me seem like I was the useless one.
What? I don't get what you're saying.
You've been saying things like I'm useless and that I'm a burden to the family. But you know I ended up in a wheelchair because of Tony, don't you?
Because of Tony?
So you didn't know about that either. Well, I'd rather not get into that with someone like you anyway. I'm getting divorced, so let's just keep talking about money. I may be in a wheelchair, but I can work. I've made enough money and have plenty of savings to hire a lawyer. She'll be contacting you guys soon enough.
A lawyer? Why do you need a lawyer?
For the divorce, dummy. I'm going to make sure to take Robert for everything I can get. And to avoid having to respond to your crazy requests.
Why should he have to give you anything?
Because of you. You told me that he's looking for a new partner. So I made sure to get proof that he's cheating on me. Thanks to you, I'll be getting a lot of money from this divorce.
I can't believe you're doing this to us. There's no way we're paying you anything. Why would we ever do that?
Well, it's the law. We were a husband and a wife and he cheated on me while we were still married. I have the right to compensation.
What do you mean you have the right?
Anyways, shouldn't you stop wasting your time talking to me? And start looking for a job to start making some money?
What? Why do I have to look for a job?
Well, apparently your husband lost all of his savings on gambling.
What?
So he's been asking me to let him borrow some money.
He never told me that.
It seems that he's not working either. You really don't know much about your family, do you?
Were you trying to get close with my husband? Why do you know all that?
No. It's just that I was always home. And I could hear everyone's phone conversations, your conversations. Made me really worried to be a part of this family. I'm glad to be leaving it.
Hold on. Then what'll happen to us once you're gone? How are we going to pay for the house? The expenses? The furniture and everything else we need?
That's why I said you should get a job. Good luck finding one. So I guess this is it. Don't ever try to contact me again. Goodbye. Sorry, I was so useless and a burden to you.
Upon discovering Alice's departure, the entire family became filled with panic. Maya managed to coax Tony into revealing all the things he had been concealing from her. Upon receiving legal notifications from Alice's attorney, the family experienced another wave of panic. Maya's husband abruptly resigned from his job without informing her and accumulated significant debt, resulting in complete chaos within the family. Tony and his father became furious with Maya for pressuring Alice to leave the house, while Maya was equally enraged with them for quitting their jobs without informing her. Although they were busy assigning blame to each other, it was clear that they were all at fault and had no one else to hold accountable.
Mina, I don't mean to repeat, but when do you plan on resigning from your current job? It's simply impossible to juggle full-time employment and the responsibilities of parenting a child effectively. It's unfortunate for Heather. Is this the lasting memory you want to create for her childhood? Your absence due to work always taking precedence? If you truly prioritize Heather's well-being, then you should dedicate yourself to being a full-time stay-at-home parent.
Ella, it's nice to hear from you. Must we revisit this matter once more? Regardless of how many times you bring it up, my response will remain unchanged. Leaving my job is simply not feasible at this time, and I have no intention of doing so either. I trust you haven't overlooked the fact that I am the owner of my own company. If I were to depart, there would be no one remaining to manage the company.
What are you talking about? You can just leave that up to your replacement. I'm sure there are other capable people who can take over as president, but there's only one mother for Heather. And that's you. Are you sure that you really understand that responsibility? And yet, you still choose to neglect the housework and childcare, just so you can keep working.
Nothing is being neglected, just so you know. I do my share of the housework and child care and make sure that Heather is my #1 priority. Always. Except for the time that Heather spends at daycare, I'm always right by her side.
That's not what I'm talking about. What if something were to happen to Heather during the day? You might be too busy with work and be unable to get to her when she needs you. Have you ever thought about that? Just imagine how she'd feel.
I've definitely considered that kind of situation. And that's why I always keep my phone right next to me, so that I can be reached at any time during the day. I've always been available whenever Heather needs me. So I'm quite certain that she doesn't feel like she's missing out on anything.
That's what I'm saying. You're just trying to justify your reasons for not being with Heather all the time. My poor granddaughter. How lonely she must be all the time. Just so you know, I won't acknowledge any woman with a job as my daughter-in-law. In my family, a mother's #1 job is taking care of her family. What does Jack say about all this? Surely, he doesn't support the idea of you working so much.
Actually, Jack is very encouraging about me working. He knows how hard I've worked to build up my career this far, so he doesn't want me to let it go for the sake of our family. We both share the load in raising Heather and keeping up our house, so we've already discussed how we will always support and help one another in this family.
I see. I raised Jack to be much too kind of a gentleman. He's very respectful of your wishes, isn't he? But I'm sure that's not how he truly feels. I think that he'd be happier if you would be at home full time.
But what can I say? You were well aware of my wishes to continue working even before Jason and I got married. I thought it was a mutual understanding. And my thoughts about my career haven't changed since then, so leaving my job isn't even an option for me.
You're really such a stubborn woman. Jack earns more than enough to support you and Heather. Don't you live comfortably enough already?
Of course, I don't just work for financial reasons. My job is also one of my passions. It's something I've always dreamed of doing, and I just can't let it go that easily. But also, in this day and age, you never know what could happen. I just feel that it's better not to rely on just a single source of income.
Are you saying that you're worried about being dependent on my son? Do you think that he's going to lose his job or something?
Absolutely not. I would trust Jack with my life. But this is something we've already discussed and decided on together. So unfortunately, I won't be able to do as you say.
I just thought that once you got married and had children, you'd finally realize that a woman's place should be in the home. But I guess I was wrong. You just don't know when it's time to give up, do you? Like I said before, I refuse to acknowledge you as my daughter-in-law. You're not my family. You don't even have the decency to heed my advice. We might as well be complete strangers.
I don't know what to say.
Well, there's one thing for sure that I can tell you. We were planning to go out to a fancy Italian restaurant to celebrate Heather's graduation from preschool. But you don't have to join us. We'll keep the celebration to family only.
Excuse me. That just seems a bit ridiculous, don't you think? I'm pretty sure that Heather herself wouldn't be happy about that situation. Besides, I don't think it's right that my daughter should be caught up in your drama. Perhaps you can leave your complaints about me behind for just one night when we're out celebrating Heather.
That's just you being selfish. You're the one who's not willing to compromise and won't even consider my request. Why don't you try to make the effort to meet me halfway for once?
I think I've made more than enough effort to be on good terms with you until now. We were visited you every single month since Heather was born. Even though it takes us more than 2 hours each way to your house. But that's because we want you to spend time with her as well. And we thought that you enjoyed being able to see your granddaughter as often as possible.
Of course, I enjoy seeing her. But isn't that just an obvious courtesy you should pay? Or do I have to give you a reward or something for just doing your duty? You're just doing what's expected of you anyways.
Is that really how you think of me? What about the monthly allowance that we send you? We do that out of generosities, so you can live comfortably without having to worry about money.
You don't get it, do you? I would have gotten my monthly allowance, regardless of whether Jack married you or not, so don't think you're doing anyone any favors. But since Jack did end up marrying you, of course you should be sending money to support me now.
I'm not sure that's quite how it works.
Anyways, I hope you understand what I'm saying now. You are to quit your job immediately. This is no longer just a request, but an order.
We still need to discuss this matter in more detail next time. Hey. Sorry I didn't get back to you sooner. I just finished work, so I'm on my way home. Were you able to get dinner ready and eat with Heather already?
Yeah. Everything here is fine. Heather helped with the cooking and did a really great job. She said she wanted to do something special for you since you always worked so hard. So we made a feast together.
Whoa! I can't wait to get home. We're so lucky to have such a kind and understanding daughter. She's such an angel.
She gets it from her mother. When I was struggling with my job and wanted to switch to something part-time, you didn't even hesitate to step up and say that you would support our family financially. You have no idea how much that meant to me. I don't know what I would have done if you had second-guessed my decision.
Of course, I would never doubt you. And we promised that we would support each other no matter what happened. But now, you are much more involved in caring for Heather, and pretty much handle everything around the house. Heather surely seems to enjoy having you around all the time now. And thanks to you, I can spend more time at work now than before, without having to worry about Heather all the time.
You have no idea how lucky I feel to have such a confident and hardworking wife. And I think this part-time job is working out for me. I feel like I can stay here for a while. Although it's not much of a salary, I hope that it still contributes to our household income.
There is no need to talk yourself down like that. I told you how grateful I am about having you around the home more often. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. And for our family, it worked out better that I work full-time and you stay at home almost full-time. It's a perfect balance for us.
You're such a saint. I didn't know what I would have done if I didn't have your support. Thank you for everything.
Don't be silly. You're just as supportive of me, and I'm also grateful for all your work.
By the way, my mom called earlier. Did she tell you not to come to Heather's graduation celebration?
She sure did. But if I really don't attend, I'd just be playing right into her hands. I'm not gonna give her that satisfaction. I plan on showing up, regardless of what she says.
Yeah, you're right. I had a feeling that's what you would say. As a matter of fact, I decided to finally settle this conflict with my mom. Once and for all.
What do you mean?
I know that you haven't told my mom that I quit my job and only worked part-time now. And don't get me wrong. I really appreciate that consideration. But I feel like that's why she's getting so carried away. Because she's unaware of the actual situation. It's starting to get pretty ridiculous how she's always trying to force you to quit your job.
Well, I guess if she knew our current situation, she'd realize that leaving my job isn't even an option. And I'm sure she wouldn't keep threatening me to quit working if she knew how crucial my income was in supporting our family, right? But I just didn't find the need to tell her all this. Especially knowing what a toxic parent she is, she would have just forced you to keep working, even against your will. And she would have just kept meddling in our family's business. Because she always wants to control the situation her way.
Exactly. And that's why we decided not to tell her about my current working situation. But she's always been much too involved in our business. And imposing her unwelcome advice on us. So I told her quite firmly that she needs to stay out of her business from now on. That the way we run our household will be up to you and me.
Really? You said all that? It's unusual for you to be so firm with your mother.
I know. And since she raised me single-handedly, I've always had a hard time fighting back when she had such strong opinions. I didn't want her to think that I was ungrateful or anything. Because I'm sure that she had to sacrifice so much. But you actually made me realize that she was a problem. That it wasn't normal to be so controlling.
I'm glad that you can see that now. And better late than never, right?
Yeah. But because I was afraid to confront her all this time, she thought that she just kept hurling all these insults at you. But I don't want to stand back and do nothing about it anymore. She caused you more than enough trouble already. The next time she acts inappropriately and disrespects our family in any way, we'll just make a clean break from her.
Are you sure that's what you really want?
Of course. You and Heather are my biggest priorities right now. And I'm willing to take any means to stand up against anything or anyone that would even think to make either of you the least bit unhappy. And to make things even worse, it seems like my mother has been telling lies about us to Heather.
What do you mean? That's just unbelievable. I'll be home soon, so I hope you'll tell me everything.
I thought that I made myself clear when I told you not to show up for Heather's celebration. What part of don't come did you not understand? Because it seems like you're still heading to the restaurant after all. You should be ashamed for being so impotent. To think that you can impose on a family gathering like that.
But I told you that I was going to attend, regardless of whether you wanted me there or not.
Fair enough, do as you please. But I'm telling you right now that you're only gonna end up making a big fool of yourself. We're having a big family celebration for my granddaughter. I told you I don't consider you as part of my family, so you can help yourself to just the bread bowl, or something if you insist on burdening us with your presence.
Fine, I understand. So that means we'll no longer be sending you money every month, since that's a family obligation.
What do you mean by that?
I mean exactly what I said. But let me make it clear for you so that there's no misunderstanding. As you said, we're not family, so you won't be receiving any money. I don't want my hard-earned money being wasted on such an ungrateful person anymore.
What did you say? Don't you even know that it should be your duty to financially support me? As my son's wife? You can't just stop sending money because of some difference of opinion. I'm sure my son would never allow that. What does he say about all this?
In fact, Jack is talking about cutting all ties with you. He said that he can no longer bear the terrible way you've been treating me. He's run out of patience with you and doesn't want to be at your beck and call all the time anymore.
That's impossible. I sacrificed so much to raise him single-handedly. He would never say such a thing. I didn't raise him to be that ungrateful.
Of course not. And that's why Jason has always been so thoughtful of you and wanting to ensure that you live comfortably. Even if he didn't agree with some of your ways, he always kept those opinions to himself. But now, he has his own family that he needs to protect and provide for. And since you keep trying to interfere with our family, he's finally decided to cut all ties with you.
That can't be true. I'll never allow that to happen.
It's not up to you to decide, so it doesn't matter what you think. We won't be sending you any money from now on, since we're not family as you said. And we'll no longer be involved with one another either. Which obviously means that our monthly visits are over as well.
You can't do that. Just think about helps that Heather will be if she's no longer able to see me. It's wrong for you to keep my granddaughter away like that.
Actually, Heather says that she doesn't like you all that much, as a matter of fact.
She said what? Why would she say such a thing?
Isn't it true that you've been telling her lies about me this whole time? Just like how you used to badmouth your husband in front of Jack when he was a child. What kind of child would be happy hearing lies about their own parent?
Those aren't lies. I was just giving her my opinion. Are you saying that it's wrong to tell Heather what I think?
If it makes her uncomfortable to hear those things, then yes, it's wrong. And she's made it quite clear to us that the only reason she enjoys going to her house is because of your dog. She wants to play with your dog, so she has no choice but to spend time with you as well. But that won't be a problem anymore since we just decided to adopt a dog.
What? How are you planning on taking care of a dog? You and Jack are hardly at home because you both work such long hours.
Actually, Jack left his job a while ago and works part-time now. He has a much more flexible schedule than before, so he's able to accommodate being at home.
What? Jack only works part-time? How is that possible?
We didn't say anything to you about it, because we knew that you would try to control his decisions. Jack had a hard time working full-time at his previous job, so I encouraged him to look for something part-time. He uses the extra time now to watch Heather and take care of the house. And it makes Heather feel like she's on top of the world to have her father's undivided attention like that.
You're just kidding, right? It just doesn't make sense. Earning enough, just working part-time?
Well, he earns less than half of what he used to. But thanks to him being able to spend more time at home, I've been able to work longer hours. So our total household income has gone up as a matter of fact. It doesn't always have to be the man's responsibility to financially support the family.
I can't believe that my son, the man of the house, is actually dependent on his wife. I didn't raise him to think that it was acceptable for a woman to be the breadwinner.
You never gave him any room to think for himself. And that's why I felt so pressured to obey you. Which probably caused a huge burden on his mental wellness. But we were able to resolve that problem. No thanks to you. And things have been going quite well so far. So from now on, anything concerning our family will be dealt with by ourselves. Which I'm sure will work out for the best in the end.
But reducing the monthly payments to me for that reason is just unfair.
Who said anything about reducing the payments? I'm pretty sure that I was clear that we will be stopping the payments. And in case you didn't understand the first time, we're cutting all ties with you immediately.
But why? It's your duty to care for me and make sure that I'm able to live comfortably.
Huh? But you've said so many times that you don't consider me as a part of your family because I have a job. That means we have no obligations to one another. Of course, that includes financial obligations. Oh, and we won't be attending the dinner to celebrate tonight. So you can enjoy your fancy Italian feast all by yourself.
What? Wait just a minute. Fine, I get your point now. Let's talk this over. Like mature adults. I'm sure we'll be able to come to a mutual understanding.
Oh. It's too bad, but I have absolutely no intention of coming to any understanding with you. I have already tried to discuss this matter with you so many times. But you just continue to insult and criticize me. So now, I'm quite fed up with your terrible treatment. A bully like you deserves to be abandoned by everyone and should live a sad and lonely life. All alone. Ella hurried to my empty house in a fluster. My family headed to another restaurant to celebrate Heather's graduation. Fortunately, I never had to see her again in person. We moved away without informing her of our destination. Ella had to boost her work hours in order to sustain herself financially. With our whereabouts unknown, she lacked any support system or an outlet to impose her biased opinions upon.